Defense came up big when they had to down around the 10-yard line on 3 running plays.
Call it 2nd and 4. Receiver left, slot right. Donahue puts Deeroff in motion, hands the ball off in the backfield, and nowhere to run for Henderson. He's hit behind the 25. Maybe they'll spot it to the 25. Now it looks like they'll put it on the 24-yard line.
And I said 3 running plays. I meant 2 running plays and an incomplete pass. Colin Kazmarski there, not the one who's on the ground making the tackle, but he actually smelled the play right from the very beginning and really made the stop or turn that play back. Nice defensive play by a defensive lineman there.
3rd and about 7. Baumgartner in motion right to left. Quick pass in the left flat. That's Garrett Jones. He avoids 1 tackle and picks up some yards out close to the third. Well, he looks like he's going to be at about the 27-yard line, so a punting situation for Ocean City.
Yeah, they throw that quick little flat pass and try to get him isolated out there, and he did have a blocker. The trouble is that the defender who was out there in coverage on that would-be blocker, was going to be a tackler as well, so.
Yeah, I can't see in that too well in that part of the field because the lights aren't that strong, but that's supposed to be Kyle Blum. It's a high punt. It's toward the sidelines, hits at the 45, and rolls out of bounds somewhere near the 45.
I think it was Donahue, Tom.
Was it?
Yeah.
So Donahue punts it out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Mainland. And the Mustangs, leading 3-0, will take over.
Like to get a little momentum going, Mainland, with those 3 points. And again, Ocean City played good defense on that last possession.
Jackson back to his left, hands off into the line, and driving for extra yardage but driven back is Brian Thelismond. He picks up about 3 to the 48-yard line.
One thing I like to see, both sides is not one guy making the tackle. The last few running plays, Ocean City's had 3 or 4 guys piling up, and Mainland has continued to run the ball up inside, at least to this point.
2nd down. Jackson, ball is dropped, and a scrum for it. Ocean City has recovered the ball at the Mainland 48-yard line. It was recovered in there for the Raiders by Joe Walkowiak, 6'1", 226-pound junior. He transferred from St. Augustine right before the start of school. So it's on the 48-yard line of Mainland. Ocean City takes over.
Yeah, just a bad exchange there between quarterback and running back. I don't think he ever got the ball.
Donahue waits the snap. Back behind him. Hands it off to Naplasik going right. And he drives, spins, and gets out into about the 41-yard line for a gain of about 7. Mainland player shaken up on the play. Colin Kazmarski rolling on the ground a little bit. And he'll get some attention. Officials stopping the clock. He's trying to get up, which he shouldn't do. It looks like it's his knee or lower leg.
Might be a cramp.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that warm out tonight, although looks like he's holding on to his knee a little bit. Give us some time, Tom, to get the Baumgartner construction scoreboard in here. St. Augustine leads Atlantic City 31-8. And that game started an hour earlier than everybody else, so it's the only score we have for you so far.
Keep in mind, St. Augustine had that early loss to St. Joe's by 30 points, and they've turned around and beaten Millville, which a lot of people thought was one of the better teams in South Jersey, top 15 anyway, and now they're pounding Atlantic City, just to give you an idea of how good St. Joe's is. So it's going to be 2nd and 4. Kaczmarski's still on the ground, though he's in a seated position now. You'll like the way they do business at the Thomas H. Heist Insurance Agency. They're coastal insurance specialists with over 35 years experience. Flood, boat, auto, life, health. They offer it all at the Heist Agency. Convenient offices at 700 West Avenue in Ocean City, 7809 Atlantic Avenue in Margate, in Egg Harbor Township at the Providence Professional Park, in the ShopRite Shopping Center in Marmora, and South Main Road in Vineland. You'll also find them online at heistagency.com. Remember Thomas H. Heist when you need insurance. Now Kaczmarski gets to his feet, but I don't think it's a cramp. He's having, well, he's walking on his own now a little bit, so maybe it was. That's what you have to do once you get past the pain, is walk it off a little bit. So he's definitely limping, but he's not getting any help. Mainland substitutes in Ocean City ready to go. It's a slot to the right. Garrett Jones split to the left. Baumgartner, the tight end, on the right side. And Deeroff is the running back behind Donahue. Second and about 4. Deeroff in the slot. McWiggin split wide to the right. It's driving straight ahead, and Naplasik, and he's almost into the 35-yard line for an Ocean City first down.
Really good, strong run by Naplasik, Tom. Just like that first down run to start the football game where the ball popped loose. That time, again, right up the gut, following his blockers and picking up first down yardage. So good, strong run. I'm sure that Kevin Smith would like to see that continue.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line. Donahue awaits. Takes a snap, hands it again to Naplasik, going right. Straight arms one and avoids another. Fires down the sidelines inside the 30-yard line, and he's driven out of bounds.
Yeah, it's it's the momentum carrying him out of bounds there with the tackle. The tackle's actually made about 6-7 yards out of bounds, but certainly not a late hit, not a penalty.
Hey, Rob, that's a late hit.
Can't always believe the fans.
Donahue waits the snap. Naplasik behind him. Second and about 5. Naplasik on the right side, drives inside the 25-yard line.
Ryan Swenson with the tackle for Mainland from that defensive backfield position, 5'9", 156-pound junior. Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Was it a personal foul?
I guess. I mean, it didn't look like the personal foul signal. It almost looked like blocking the back, but that wouldn't be the case from a defensive penalty.
Donahue takes the snap, hands it off to Naplasik, who slips and falls. Slips and falls at the 15-yard line for a loss of about a yard.
Yeah, the Mustangs had that smelled out. Vance Cottrell, 211-pound senior lineman.
It'll be second and about 11. Ocean City trailing 3-0 here to Mainland. Second and 11 with 2:48 left in the first quarter. The Raiders are on the 15-yard line of Mainland. Wide to the left is Jones. McGuigan to the right. Play action. Looking right. Pass intercepted for Baumgartner, and it's picked off at the 15-yard line. And Mainland with its second takeaway. Ocean City has a pair of takeaways, and I think that was Vance Cottrell again. I think he recovered the fumble earlier.
Wow. They just a same kind of play that where Naplasik intercepted before, just kind of hidden and came out of no. I don't think that Donahue saw him at all. He was just in perfect defensive position and just, you know, stepped right in front of Baumgartner and made the interception. I think actually Donahue made the tackle.
Mainland from its own 25-yard line, leading 3-0. Jackson takes the snap. Fellisman trying to get to the outside. No room at all. 3 Raiders driving to the ground. Probably a loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, and the place sick in on the tackle, along with I think the first hit in there was made by number 49. That's Joe Walkwiak. Or Walkowiak, I guess is the way you pronounce it.
Yeah, Walkowiak is the one who recovered the fumble for Ocean City. 2nd and 11 on the 24-yard line for Mainland. Jackson awaits the snap. He drops back and rolls right. Looking downfield, fires, and it is a nice diving catch. One official's waving his arms, but I think they're going to spot it as a catch. Yep, it's a catch at the 36-yard line for a Mainland first down.
I'll tell you, that was about the only place that ball could have been thrown where it was completed. It was so low. I mean, he barely kept it off the ground. Otherwise, it would have been knocked away. So good spot for that pass.
From the 36-yard line, Jackson takes the snap. Fellisman hit in the backfield and driven backwards. No gain on the play. Probably a 1-yard loss as Ocean City's defense, that was Zach Williams again. Ocean City's defense has been tough against the run again.
Well, they really have, Tom. And, you know, it's the kind of thing Mainland is just going to keep running somebody in there until the Raiders stop it, and they are stopping it. And then, you know, you're going to see Jackson put the ball in the air a little bit more, like right here probably.
2nd and 10 from the 36. Jackson does take the snap, drops straight back, passes left side, diving attempt by McLaughlin, but it hit the ground, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, official right there to see that one. And again, Jackson throws that ball, keeps it low, which makes it a little tougher for the receivers to catch the ball, but it makes it an awful lot tougher for the defenders to knock it away as well.
Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on WPG Talk Radio 1450. Brian Brummel and his professional staff waiting to serve you at Boardwalk Honda, Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. Ocean City mascot waving the flag, carrying the flag out in front of the stands here. More and more people coming in, as we said, because of those parking problems. Some people are probably still finding their parking spot. Slot to the right. It's going to be a double slot formation as they put a man in motion. Jackson takes a snap, drops back. He's going to throw long down the right side, and it's too long. A good 5 yards too long. Does show a nice arm, though. And it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, but again, good coverage. They have man coverage over there, plus the safeties. Just kind of threw it up there for grabs and hoped. Really wasn't much chance that one was going to be caught. You know, Tommy, you think about it, it's a typical beautiful Friday night, which means it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. People are coming to the shore anyway, who own property here, plus the bike-a-thon, plus this big game.
Plus the half marathon, plus the walk for the wounded. There's 3 big events in Ocean City tomorrow and Sunday. Giuliano waits a snap, high, gets the kick away, end over end. Hits on the right side and rolls inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and 10 Ocean City, maybe at its 26-yard line.
Turnovers, I think, have been the key so far in this football game in the first quarter, Tom, as we're probably going to get one play out of it before the quarter is ended. But a couple of fumbles, a couple of interceptions, one called back. Certainly hasn't lacked for some excitement here in the first quarter.
Mainland leads at 3-0. 42-38. They scored, was 80 points scored in their game last weekend with Atlantic City, and here we are ending the first quarter possibly with just 3. Slot to the right, Jones split wide. Motion from Baumgartner, and they hand the ball off going right. Henderson shoots through and picks up some yardage across the 30 to about the 33 or 34. They think he reminds them in style. Certainly he's got a ways to go in accomplishment of Frank Woolley. He's short, he has some quick movements, and he also hits hard.
Well, one thing he did well there was he read his block, and the block went to the outside, so he cut the run up inside and was able to pick up a little, maybe 3-4 more extra yards.
2nd, the short 4. Slot to the right. Jones wide to the left, and that's the end of the quarter. So after 1, it's Mainland 3, Ocean City nothing here at Carey Stadium on WPG Talk Radio 1450. It's not too late to go to Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Gillian's will be open this weekend starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday and from 1 to 6 on Sunday. They're also open tonight. The Wonderland Pier will continue to be open weekends through October the 12th for your entertainment. The summer continues at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. And you know, it's another special weekend at the Lobster Loft in Sea Isle City. The Lobster Loft offers 2-for-1 dinners on Thursdays and Fridays and half-price bar appetizers. You can experience their fresh seafood, pasta, steaks, and chicken, plus an extensive wine list and specialized martinis. Great entertainment, too, at the Lobster Loft Friday and Saturday. Visit the Lobster Loft. Look for the Big Red Lobster at 42nd Street in the Bay in Sea Isle. The Lobster Loft, their seafood so fresh, it still has an attitude. So Ocean City here, faced with second and about 4, trailing 3-0 to Mainland as we start the second quarter.
The difference has been the foot of Mr. Giuliano.
Hold on, guys. Referee.
Tom Park is yelling at the
Trying to get
referee
the
through
referee,
the PA
yes.
system because the clock's hasn't recycled to 12 minutes. It still says zeros. The score's not up either. Now they got the clock right. Maybe the whole thing went out because the Mustangs don't have any points on the scoreboard. Anyway, Donahue awaits the snap, second and about 4, back behind him. Slot to the left, takes a snap, play action. Donahue rolling to the left, and he's hit and brought down for a loss back around the 31-yard line. I think that was Emilio Roman who made the stop. They're going to spot it at the 31 for a loss of about 3.
The Mustangs ganging up inside there, looking for Naplasik or Henderson up inside, and Raiders tried to fool him a little bit, but Donahue just not enough speed there to get outside.
McGuigan splits to the right, Jones to the left, Deeroff's in the left slot. The running back is Naplasik. Donahue waits the snap, play action, fires, great catch for a first down by Chris. No, they said it's incomplete. They said he bobbled it coming down, and it's incomplete. So Ocean City will be facing a 4th down.
Well, Baumgartner didn't agree, but receivers seldom do agree when the officials say they didn't catch the ball.
So Donahue comes in to punt, standing at about his own 17 or 18-yard line. McLaughlin back at the 30 for Mainland. Good snap, no rush. He gets off a high punt, spiraling. It hits at the 48 and it spins down at the 50. So Mainland will have it at midfield early here in the second quarter.
We'll get you up to date here on the Baumgartner construction score. make sure that he was back off the line. They weren't going to be called for any type of procedure penalty. Another strong run.
2nd and 4. Ball's out to the 33-yard line. Receivers left and right. Donahue takes the snap. Again, the Plasek. He hesitates. Tries to drive for some extra yardage, but there's really nothing there this time. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and just like with Mainland, I mean, when that time the defense is winning the battle up there at the line of scrimmage right now, although the Plasek's first down run went well, the second down run is stuffed because, you know, they're expecting to see that again. And this is where, in Mainland's case, Jackson threw the ball in a situation where they were expecting run. And, you know, this is what Ocean City's going to need Donahue to complete one here.
Jones splits to the left. Receiver to the right. The Plasek is behind Donahue. Takes the snap. Sets. Fires for Jones. It's too high and incomplete. And Mainland will take over. Or, excuse me, Ocean City will punt. 4th and 4.
Yeah, he came out, took the snap, came out, looked for Garrett Jones right away, running a quick slant, and he was well covered. He kind of threw that ball into coverage and really wasn't close to being completed.
4th and 4 in a punting situation. Donahue at his own 18-yard line. McLaughlin back deep for Mainland. Good snap, no rush. Gets off a high floating kick. He makes the catch at the 41, is tripped up and falls ahead to the 44. Gain of about 3 on the return, and they're going to put it on the 43-yard line for make it a 44-yard line for Mainland in their own territory, leading here by a score of 10-0.
You're going to need your defense. You know, you're getting 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Defense is back on the field. Although, you know, in Ocean City's case, a lot of guys are playing both ways anyway. Still, you'd like to get some first downs, but Mainland's had something to say about that. Their defense has played well.
Timeout is called by Ocean City with 8:10 remaining in the first half. Mainland is on top here by a score of 10-0. Boardwalk Honda invites you to check out their always up-to-date online inventory, ideal for doing research from the comfort of your own home or office. When you've found the Honda models you like, visit Boardwalk Honda, 6807 Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township, and take a test drive. The service you'll receive is a cut above, and Brian Brummel's sales staff is professional yet highly approachable. You'll quickly understand why Boardwalk Honda has such an expansive base of loyal customers. Boardwalk Honda, call toll-free at 877-472-6499. Specializing in home, business, auto, flood, and boat insurance, the McMahon Insurance Agency turns protection into peace of mind. If it matters to you, it matters to them. Call them at 609-399-0060, themcmahanagency.com. Jackson back to throw to McLaughlin in the right flat. McLaughlin down the right side to the 50, avoids a tackle at the 45, and driven out of bounds by Garrett Jones at about the 39-yard line.
Pretty quick move there along that sideline by McLaughlin. And again, when you can throw the ball with success, you're going to have an opportunity to pick up some pretty big chunks of yardage. And there's another example of it right there.
Ball is inside the 40 at the 39, Ocean City territory. Mainland leads it 10-0, officially 78 yards passing here in the first half for Sam Jackson. He awaits the snap, takes it, hands it off, trying to get to the outside is Thullisman. He makes a nice run inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Mainland's offense working pretty well right now. Deeroff making that stop just shy of first down yardage.
3rd and a couple.
Juan Sanchez checks into that defensive line for the Raiders here.
2nd and a couple, excuse me. Slot to the right. Jackson takes a snap to Thullisman going right. He angles to the 30 to the 25, and he's tackled by Garrett Jones inside the 25 at the 23-yard line for a Mainland first down.
Good tackle there by Garrett Jones. But again, Mainland, you know, they got that 10-point lead. They're showing some momentum, showing some confidence, and they got the Raider defense on their heels right now. They're busting out of that huddle in a hurry.
1st and 10. at the 23. Jackson hands the Fellows-Mund again. This time he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and goes down. Looked like Owen Deeroff hit him low and took him down. So it's going to be a gain of about a yard. It's 2nd and 9.
Joe Wakowiak also in there to help out on the tackle.
I think it's homecoming next Friday here at Ocean City at Carey Stadium. St. Augustine Prep, the Aggies, will be here for the homecoming game. And then the following week in the 4th game of this 4-game homestand, Egg Harbor Township will be here. That's in 2 weeks for Senior Parents Night. Jackson takes the snap and the left flat to complete to McLaughlin, avoids the tackler initially, gets down the left side, and is very close to the first down.
You know, Tom, some people will tell you that the way some of these parochial schools recruit, they might as well be calling them the Aggies or the Spartans or whatever.
Ball's down to about the 12-yard line. They get the first down. Jackson takes a snap, rolling right. Stopped at about the 9-yard line, gain of about 3.
Yeah, that was a design keeper for the quarterback. Deeroff smelled it out, made a nice tackle after just a couple yards gain.
2nd and 7, Jackson back in the huddle from the sideline. Slot to the right. McLaughlin split wide. Jackson, quick pass, complete in the backfield. Into the 10 and driven to the sideline and out of bounds by Garrett Jones.
Looked like a block in the back on that little screen pass, and it's not going to be first down yardage, hardly any gain at all anyway. But
That's the same game.
That was Justin Bishop on the catch. 87 yards unofficially for Jackson here in the first half. The ball's down at the 8-yard line. 3rd down and about 6 for Mainland. They lead already 10-0. We're in the 2nd quarter with about 5.5 minutes left. Jackson awaiting the snap. Now the official is calling Ocean City trainer or substitute onto the field. Ocean City player apparently is shaken up, and they're going to take him out of the game. And it looks like it's Zach Williams, and they don't want to take out of the game. But he goes right to the trainer, Kathy Kickish, and we'll find out. Officials stopped the play and called the substitution. But all he's doing right now is drinking. Maybe that's what he needed. So it'll be 3rd down and about 6 for Mainland. They're at the Ocean City 8-yard line. They lead it here 10-0. And the official winds the clock up now. So we were down near 5.5 minutes here at Carey Stadium. Jackson, a back behind him. Fellows-Mund, he's got a wide slot to the left. Takes the snap, throwing a fade deep in the end zone. It's overthrown, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down, and Giuliano will come on, try to add 3 more points.
Yeah, that time just throwing the ball did Jackson to a spot like he did up at the west end of the field, where he kind of overthrew his receiver just out of the end zone. Overthrew the receiver there as well.
Apparently spoke too soon. Giuliano does not come onto the field. So it's going to be 4th and 6 at the 8-yard line for Mainland.
Surprise.
McLaughlin wide to the left. Bishop to the right. Jackson takes the snap. Back to throw. Whistles. Who called timeout? Ocean City called timeout just before the snap. And it might have ended up being a pretty good timeout because they got to see what they ran, because they actually snapped the ball and started to run the play. At any rate, timeout with 5:14 left in the first half, and Mainland on top 10-0. Specializing in home, business, auto, flood, and boat insurance, the McMahon Insurance Agency turns protection into peace of mind. If it matters to you, it matters to them. Call them at 609-399-0060 or online at McMahonAgency.com. Your neighbors at the McMahon Agency send best wishes for a successful season to all Cape Atlantic League athletes. The McMahon Insurance Agency of Ocean City, Marmora, and Mays Landing. The coverage you need, the service you deserve. There's a full line of brand new cars available for rent at Just 4 Wheels on the White Horse Pike in Absecon, Rio Grande Avenue in Wildwood, Route 50 in Mays Landing, and at Perry Egan, 16th and Simpson in Ocean City. They also have conversion vans, trucks, minivans, and 15-passenger vans. Be smart. Rent at Just 4 Wheels, serving South Jersey for more than 25 years in Absecon, Wildwood, Mays Landing, Ocean City, Berlin, Lakewood, and Brooklyn, New York. Open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Just 4 Wheels. 4th and 6 for Mainland. And Jackson gives it off on a reverse, coming around the right side and hit at the 5-yard line. Short of the first down. And that was Bishop on the carry, and he was tackled by Danny Feifel, the freshman, who's basically filling in for Dylan Fay. And Ocean City's going to take over on its own 4.
Yeah, Harry Feifel, Tom, and what a great defensive play by the freshman. I mean, he had a blocker in front of him. It was a well-designed play and had everybody going to the left side and came back to the right. And Feifel fought the block off and made the tackle. Really a nice play for anybody, let alone for a freshman.
Ocean City starts on its own 4 with 5:05 remaining in the first half and trailing 10-0. Donahue with 2 backs, 1 on either side. Takes the snap, hands the ball off to Henderson, shoots off the right side, drives across the 5 and out close to the 8-yard line.
A little surprised that Mainland didn't take the 3 points there.
Yeah. I guess they thought they were moving the ball well and they had a chance, but
or that the defenses played so well that they could stop Ocean City on downs and get the ball back if they didn't get the first down,
Yeah, but that's the way a non-kicking team usually thinks.
Right.
When you got a guy like him, you'd think you'd put as many up as you could. Donahue awaits the snap, back on either side, 2nd and about 5. It's Henderson again. He runs through 1 tackle, but he stopped at about the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 for Ocean City.
The Raiders just really haven't sustained any momentum, any series, any first downs. Mainland calls timeout here with 4:18 remaining.
Mustangs still have 2 left. Maybe they're thinking if we stop them here, we want a little more time to maneuver. Interstate Batteries in Egg Harbor Township is now the 10th largest in the country, bringing their excellent service to 7 counties in South Jersey. They not only have a battery for your car, but your boat, RV, motorcycle, ATV, truck, power chair, or golf cart. Interstate Batteries, America's #1 replacement battery, is at 6064 Riga Avenue in Egg Harbor Township. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Phone them at 609-646-5008. If you need a battery, you'll find it at Interstate Batteries. Tested and trusted. They are outrageously dependable. Signal Graphics on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township is your local commercial printer with a personal service you expect. Cut out the middleman. Save time and money. Signal Graphics prints full color in-house. Signal's state-of-the-art equipment and expert printing staff allows them to produce an excellent product for very low cost. For fast turnaround, great prices, call the Gunnels at 609-569-9990. Signal Graphics. Okay, now there's another.
Referee's blowing a whistle to stop something.
Yeah, maybe there was an equipment problem with one of the players, but they're ready to go now. Donahue with a back on either side. Receivers split at both sides. It's 3rd and 5. And Mainland came off sides.
Yeah,
that's not going to give them a first down, but it's going to make it 3rd and probably around a yard to go.
Yeah, that changes the play call probably, so that's an unforced error that Bob Coffey will be very, very unhappy about.
3rd and 1.
Any coach would be.
3rd and 1 at about the 13-yard line. Donahue back on either side. Receiver to both sides. He's going to throw. His pass is caught for a first down. I think that was McWiggin.
Why is it so hard for us to see these numbers? I think
it's
you're
dark
right.
in the center of the field.
It is McWiggin.
It's out to the 23, 22-yard line. First down, Ocean City. It's a second of the game unofficially.
So the hash lines to the sidelines are well lit, but where they play is dark.
Yeah. Slot to the left. Donahue hands the ball off. Naplasik sidesteps one and dives out across the 25-yard line to the 26 for a gain of about 4.
Tackled by Matt Thomas out of the secondary there. Again, a good read, cuts the run inside, reads the block to the outside, and then Thomas comes up to make the stop for Mainland. I guess they didn't change that play on 4th and 2.
Apparently.
It was 4th and 7.
Yeah. Slot to the right. Jones wide. McGuigan in the slot. Wing back on the left side is Deeroff. Deeroff gets it. And he's hit at about the line of scrimmage. He hit it about the 26-yard line and driven back. So it's going to be 3rd and 6.
That's a play they had a lot of success against Apsagami. That little inside handoff. And Mainland just said nothing doing here.
Now Mainland saw that film.
Yep.
3rd and 6.
Because you can see all the film you want. Mike Sylvester used to say, we'll even tell you what the play is going to be. See if you can stop it.
Jones splits wide to the left. Deeroff in the slot. Double slot formation, in fact. Donahue with Naplasik behind him. Takes a snap. Throwing right. It's a high pass, and it's picked off down the left side with a lane to the end zone. A couple of defenders cut in, but he cuts away from them and drives to the goal line, and he scores. An interception by Mainland, their 3rd takeaway of this game, lead at 16-0.
Yeah, that's, and I mean, double coverage, and kind of locked it on the one receiver. Mainland's defensive secondary has been right on target. Coverage is concerned, Tom, and you just kind of in the coverage, and that time he did.
Giuliano is going to attempt the extra point. The kick is up. It's high enough. It's good. He's 2 for 2. Mainland leads it 17-0 with 2:18 remaining here in the second quarter at Carey Stadium.
So what was for a while a nice close game at 3-0. Mainland has now come back to score a pair of touchdowns here in the second quarter and has opened up some breathing room. Raiders really have not sustained any offense at all.
Under the Flood Insurance Reform Act of 2012, you could save more than $90,000 over 10 years if you build 3 feet above base flood elevation. The all-star staff at Baumgardner House Lifting can attend to all your. The Baumgardner family has 65 years of construction. Visit baumgardnerhouselifting.com or call toll-free at 855-324-2700. Baumgardner House Lifting, restoring the Jersey Shore one home at a time. 17-0. Mainland leading Ocean City. Mike Giuliano, who scored 5 of them, set the kick off. Ocean City. Bob Coffey's a big favorite of the onside kick, and Ocean City has some hands people on the line all the time. Giuliano's kick is deep. It's taken at about the 2-yard line, straight up the middle. Looked like Deeroff out to about the 24. No, that was Jared Jones who brought it out, and they're going to spot it on the 25-yard line.
Now you're almost in a situation where you have to throw the ball if you want to get on the board here with a couple minutes left, and yet they haven't had success throwing the ball. Maybe a couple shorter passes to try to loosen the defense up a little bit. We'll see what they have in store. Mainland's, again, their secondary's just been real good in coverage.
Jones splits to the left, Deeroff in the slot, receiver to the right. Naplasik is behind Donahue. In motion, Baumgardner. Donahue hands off to Naplasik off the left side, big hole. Drives through a tackler, drags another, and he's out to the 45-yard line.
Boy, was that a good, strong run. You said drives through a tackler. Couldn't have had a better description, Tom. Eventually tackled over there by Mainland's number 83, Dean Devaney. But just a really strong run when he got hit. Bounced off the hit, ran through another hit. Good strong run.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. 53 yards unofficially for Deeroff, who had 130, I think, last week, or maybe has 130 over 2 weeks. Deeroff in motion gets the handoff. He cuts it back, but he's only going to get to the line of scrimmage. It's a big scramble down there.
It almost looked like the ball came loose.
Officials say 2nd down. They're right on the line of scrimmage, the 45-yard line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Donahue comes to the sideline right away to come in with the play. There's no huddle. Now they're all looking at their wrists.
Clock running at 1:15. Ocean City at its own 45. Donahue in motion, Deeroff. Donahue fires for Garrett Jones, who can't hold it. Incomplete at the Mainland 45-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down.
That one was right on the money. And, you know, I said a couple times he threw the ball into coverage and shouldn't have. That one, he had Garrett Jones open, hit him right in the hands, and Garrett just didn't hold on. That won't happen very often, but it happened there.
3rd and 10. Ocean City on its own 45-yard line. Ocean City High School band getting into position for their halftime show. Garrett Jones splits to the left, wide in the slot. Receiver to the right. Baumgartner in motion. And Mainland comes off sides. Well, we assume they did. That's what we saw. Maybe they were drawn off. We'll wait for the official.
Baumgartner was in motion, and he did this little stutter step, which was different from the rest of his motion going across there. And that little extra dance or whatever it was he did drew Mainland off sides.
Yeah, he kind of shuffles.
Yeah.
From one side to the other. So it'll be 3rd and 5 now, right at midfield.
Boy, St. Augustine not taking any prisoners against Atlantic City. Tom and our Baumgartner construction scoreboard. The Augies leads Atlantic City 45-8. St. Joe shutting out Millville 29-0. Egg Harbor Township 14-0 over Vineland. We'll get the rest after this play.
Slot left, receiver right. There's Baumgartner in motion. Hand off to Naplasic. He avoids one tackle, avoids another, and shoots inside the 45 and driven down at about the 43-yard line by Colin Roberts. But it'll be a 1st down for Ocean City, and another nice run by Owen Naplasic.
That was a great run and a big stick by Roberts. Rest of these scores: Tom, Cedar Creek leading Holy Spirit 20-14. Middle leads Buna 21-14.
Motion from Baumgartner. Quick pass to the sideline. That's Garrett Jones. He avoids one tackler. He's down the sideline, stays in bounds, and gets to about the 36-yard line.
I think he tried to get out. He should have got out of bounds. I think the play was decided to get him to the sideline and then maybe get him out of bounds, and thought he could get enough extra yards. It was worth going back inside, and picked up a few extra yards, but it's going to force Ocean City to take their final timeout here with 36 seconds remaining.
And they do. Mainland on top here, 17-0. Shoppy's is even better online. You've probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shoppy.com you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shoppy's also has a complete line of gifts. Remember, you're not presenting the finest trophy. 653-1684 for Shoppy's since 1921. And Dave Tallarico at Shoppy's has designed a new award, the Causeway Champion plaque, that with a great picture of the Summers Point Ocean City Causeway, and the winner of the Mainland Ocean City game will display that award for a year until they play again. And there's another designed contribution from Dave Tallarico and the people at Shoppy's. Right now Mainland has 2 hands on that trophy, but we still have a half to go. They're leading here 17-0, and Ocean City has the ball on the Mainland 35 with 36 seconds left in the first half, and the Raiders have no timeouts. Garrett Jones splits to the left, McWigan wide to the right with Deeroff in the slot, and Naplasic is the running back. Back to throw. Donahue looking long down the center, and it is intercepted at about the 10-yard line. He was trying to get it to Garrett Jones, but he was well covered by Taylor Dirks and Dirks intercepts the ball. That's the third interception for Mainland, and they'll have the ball on their own 6-yard line, probably just run out the clock, especially because they get the kick to start the next half.
Yep, slant pattern, and again, well covered, and Dirks just right there to make the interception, and turnovers again have hurt the Raiders. I mean, of course, in this case, you're trying to get down the field. You got 30 seconds left with no timeouts. You kind of have to throw the ball down the field. Raiders got to play some defense here in these last few seconds unless Mainland's going to a knee.
I don't think they're going to try and do anything. Ball's on their own 6, Mainland. They are huddled up deep in the end zone. And they come out of the huddle in the pistol formation. They got a slot to the right, handed off to Fellismond. He runs off the right side. There's a flag on the play. He goes out of bounds at about the 14 with 24 seconds left. So maybe they are trying to clear the way to throw something downfield. But there is a flag here.
Yeah, I think that one's coming back for a hold.
It is a holding penalty, so Mainland's penalized 3 yards. 3 penalties, 13 yards unofficially.
You would think they'd take a knee now. 24 seconds left.
Ball's going to end up on the. Actually, the penalty was committed on the 10, not the line of scrimmage of the 6. So they're going to have it on the 5, but it'll be 1st and 11, and they're winding the clock.
So they won't even need to snap the ball.
Well, Mainland's going to stop that clock. So they might have ideas of trying to get some more points on the board. That's their second timeout. They have 1 left with 24 seconds left. They're operating from their own 5-yard line. It's known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn is at 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. And right next to the store at 1368 Boardwalk, they got a great gift shop too. Now, Ocean City is sending Garrett Jones and Andrew Donahue back deep. They're about 25 yards off the line of scrimmage, and Mainland's going to take a knee. So the timeout, I guess, was to discuss it. And Mainland takes a knee and ends the first half with a 17-0 lead over Ocean City here at Carey Stadium. The Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on WPG Talk Radio 1450. Connect with Brian Brummel and the sales staff at Boardwalk Honda on Facebook. Ocean City High School Band coming up here at halftime with their halftime show. You know, since 1981, the Trofa and Coggins families have offered the best in car care and car caress, now in a new location, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, right next to CVS Pharmacy. There's also Car Caress 2 at 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora behind ShopRite. At Car Caress, they'll hand wash your vehicle, both the interior and exterior. They also have an automatic car wash, self-service bays, and vacuums. Car Caress, now at 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City. Phone for an appointment at 609-398-8482. They also offer free pickup and delivery. Car Caress, something special for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget. The Storage Inn is a family-owned business, started more than 3 decades ago. They're at 9th Street and West Avenue in Ocean City. Storage Inn has over 40 different sizes to meet all your storage needs, both personal and commercial. The Storage Inn is open 7 days a week with 24-hour, 7-day security. Phone 609-391-1416 for Storage Inn, also located in Egg Harbor Township, or visit storageinn.net. Their managers are on site to assist you. The Storage Inn of EHT and Ocean City. And if you live in Cape May County and you're having problems with an appliance, your next call should be to Ulmer's Appliance Service. Dryers, refrigerators, ranges, washers, dishwashers, disposals, you name it, Ulmer's can repair it. And they service most major brands. Ulmer's Appliance Service has offices in Ocean City, Wildwood, Seaville, and Sea Isle City. There's one close to you. Phone 609-399-4398 for more information. Ulmer's Appliance Service. Ocean City High School band about to perform here at halftime at Carey Stadium. Mainland on top, a touchdown pass. Sam Jackson to Bryce Edmonds. They scored a defensive touchdown. They got a 30-yard field goal as well from Mike Giuliano, and they lead it here at the half, 17-0 over Ocean City. And the Raiders have actually moved the ball a little bit. They have 66 yards unofficially by Owen the Playsick, another 15 by Dan Henderson, and they picked up about 14 yards in the air, but 3 passes have been intercepted, and Mainland has used that to their advantage, as we said, scoring on one of them.
Yeah, plus the fumble, Tom, that started on the first play of the game for Ocean City and eventually led to 3 points for Mainland. So Raiders have turned the ball over 4 times here in the first half, and you just really you can't do that against a team that has some offensive weapons. And actually, Mainland's defense has played pretty well. And I think that Ocean City felt they could move the ball. And as you said, they have moved the ball against them a little bit. But I don't think they have a lot of first downs. They didn't seem to be able to string a lot of first downs together and move the ball. I mean, they got a first down. They gained 6-8 yards here, 6-8 yards there. Looked like they were getting ready to move the ball. And then or there was an interception or an incomplete pass and turn the ball over again on downs. And you just can't continue to play defense. You got to take some time. Bet you the time of possession is heavily of Mainland as well. So the Raiders have struggled here a little bit in the first half, and the Ocean City band here now performing. Nice crowd. Mainland always brings a good crowd, as does Ocean City when they go across to Linwood as well. So, the people wearing green and white tonight have had quite a bit to cheer about, as opposed to people on the near side of the field. Get you up to date on the scoreboard here, the Baumgartner Construction scoreboard. Atlantic City has scored again, but so has St. Augustine. It's 45-14 favors St. Augustine. St. Joe is shutting out Millville, and Millville, who looked like a real good football team in the first week of the season here, they trail 36-0. Egg Harbor shutting out Vineland, a pair of undefeated schools, 14-0, favor the Eagles in that one. Cedar Creek, a 14 lead over Holy Spirit, and if that holds up, the season 0-3. Buna has scored again, and now they are tied with Middle Township. The Panthers a little bit of a surprise. Buna undefeated, winning their first 2 games. That game tied at 21. Pleasantville and Oakcrest are also tied 0-0. The Greyhounds looking for their first win. Bridgeton coming off a win last week. They are trailing Riverdale 14-12. Where's Riverdale, Butch? Do you know? Where is it? North Jersey? Oh, okay. So
that's the answer when you don't know where a place is.
we got to turn your mic up a minute, Butch. What were you saying?
Whenever you don't know where a place is, you say North Jersey, and you're usually pretty.
That might be right then, huh? All right, Butch. First half reactions. What do you think?
Well, Ocean City really should be more in this game than they are at 17-0. I mean, breaks, you make your own breaks and whatnot, but they had that tremendous interception early in the game that's called back, for roughing the passer. That gives Mainland 3 points, maybe the 7 you don't get and the 3 they get. And turnovers have been a big thing for Ocean City. What, 3 interceptions has it been?
3 interceptions and a fumble.
Yeah, and of course the fumble was to start the game. Early in the game, they were moving the ball on the ground. Mainland in their first games, they've been giving up a lot of points. So you would think, unlike other times you've played Mainland, that this is a Mainland team that you can score on.
Right.
Unfortunately, they don't have any. Ocean City doesn't have any points on the board, but they should be more into this game than they are, and it's just breaks and mistakes that have really cost them.
Yeah, I said the same thing, that it seemed like Ocean City was going to be able to move the football a little bit, and they do in short bursts. They get 6 yards here, they get 7 yards there, but they're just unable to string together 2 or 3 first downs, and and keep some momentum and keep the offense on the field a little bit. They just haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, I think they would try hopefully to get Garrett Jones in space somehow, either like with a bubble screen or whatnot, because he seems to be the guy that could be electrifying for Ocean City and, make some big. They need a couple big plays to put them back in the game. Now they're not hopefully out of the game, but they got to get a couple big plays early in the third quarter.
Like the one pass play that Mainland scored on, just a quick little 5-yard slant over the middle, and boom, runs up the middle 30 yards or whatever for a touchdown. That's the kind of play that Ocean City. It's a good point you make that they got to get Garrett Jones out in space a little bit. He's been tightly covered. I mean, they're playing the free safety and the man-to-man on the corners, which most of the high schools are doing now, as opposed to that too deep zone. And they're playing him well. The corners have played him very well, and I think Colin Roberts has been on him a lot on Garrett Jones, and they just have played good defense back there.
Yeah, and Donahue's, you could tell, has a large upside as a quarterback. He's only a sophomore, but he's been relying on longer throws, and maybe they should stay back and throw more medium screens, things, slaying patterns across the middle, that kind of thing. That it seems that Mainland has the longer pass, well defensed, and
he's locked into a receiver almost.
Yeah,
I thought the first game, and again, young, he's a sophomore. We're certainly not trying to be critical, but first game against Sapsagami, I thought he threw the ball really, really well for a first-time start. Today, I didn't
got a great
see last
upside
week's.
to him.
Yep, didn't see last week's game, but this week throwing the ball a little bit into traffic, which is, you learn to throw the ball away if you have to throw it away, and then up to the coaching staff, to give him some receivers in that short zone area as an option if that guy downfield's not open. Simple as that.
And Ocean City has a great tight end that you could utilize a little bit in the shorter stuff. They just got to get themselves gathered together and stop Mainland coming out of the gate, because Mainland's going to get the ball, and they got to make a big play or two early. A touchdown would put them back in the game a little bit.
It is kind of amazing how programs change over the years, and they go through cycles. It wasn't that many years ago when these two teams, Ocean City and Mainland, were the cream of the crop, and when they played each other, there were really two good football teams playing each other. And
from the mid-'90s on to the year 2000, they might have been the two best programs in South Jersey.
Yep.
I mean, of course, you had Shawnee and Washington Township and Cherokee up the other way, but there weren't many teams better than Mainland or Ocean City. In fact, the one year, 96, of course, they had Group 3 and 4 locked up.
Right. Won both championships up at Rutgers, both games.
College of New Jersey.
That's right, College of New Jersey.
See, your dimenssion's a little further along than mine.
And you're older than me, too. I don't understand it. You look at the scoreboard and you look at some of the other teams around the Cape Atlantic League. Does anybody surprise you? Of course, we're only in the third week, but does anybody surprise you?
Of course, does. I mean, they've been struggling tonight against Middle Township, but they shut out an explosive Bridgeton team to open the season, and then they go up to a Cedar Creek team that had scored 41 points in their opener, and we all know, they had the kid Mitchell, and they can put points on the board, and Buena goes up and beats them pretty handily. So I would say Buena's probably the surprise in both divisions.
The surprise to me on the other side is Holy Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's still looking for their first win and trails 2 touchdowns probably around halftime as well. All right, we got about 4.5 minutes here before we start the third quarter. We're going to say thanks to Butch, and he's going to go back over to the food table. And Tom?
I just want to let you know Riverdale's in Oradell, New Jersey.
Oradell. I don't know where that is either.
Oradell, New Jersey. Yeah. Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center brings a look at the other Ocean City high school teams in the fall of 2014. Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center is an exercise facility that encourages people of all ages and fitness levels to join and feel better. They have fun for everyone. The center has a newly renovated saltwater pool. It's great for the family time or workout, strength and conditioning equipment, cardio machines to get your heart pumping, and fantastic aerobic and water exercise classes. The Aquatic and Fitness Center is open weekdays from 9 a.m. from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays from 7 till 6, and Sundays from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Phone 609-398-6900 for more information, or visit ocnj.us/recreation online. Well, the undefeated Ocean City field hockey team will play Camden Catholic tomorrow at the Trish Lefevre Field adjacent to the intermediate school on Bay Avenue at 11 a.m. They are 8-0. At the same time, just a few blocks away at Tennessee Avenue, it'll be the girls soccer team, which is 7-1 against West Deptford. And girls tennis will start in the South Jersey tournament up in Vineland tomorrow, which will continue on Sunday. The boys soccer team, with 4 wins, a loss, and a tie, will host Egg Harbor Township on Monday at the Tennessee Avenue complex. And the boys cross country and girls cross country teams will host Millville next Tuesday here at Carey Stadium. Those teams are both 4-0. The boys have won 57 straight cross country meets. The girls have won 28 straight cross country meets. All that brought to you by the Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center. You know, we talked about this last week. Ocean City's great winning streak. It's the 4th longest winning streak by any sports team in Ocean City High School history. 57 straight wins by Matt Purdue's boys cross country team. I think the girls basketball team, the girls cross country team, and the boys tennis team all had longer streaks at one time or another in Ocean City history. And that's pretty impressive, 57 straight wins. And then you look around the state of New Jersey, and Christian Brothers Academy's boys cross country team has won 332 consecutive meets. That's their last loss was in 1974.
That's unbelievable.
You were in college.
1974, actually, I was out of college.
Okay.
I graduated in 72, so I was
So
teaching
you could have
then.
gone to that meet, you know?
I could have gone. Actually, you know, you laugh. My first, let me see, 73.
I know you guided this program.
73, I was I'll call it sponsor of the boys cross country team, because they didn't have a coach, and I didn't know anything about cross country, and Frank Richardson was the lead runner at that time. Frank Richardson, the father, Frank Richardson.
John Richardson's father.
And
yeah.
he said, geez, he says, can you be the sponsor of the cross country team, or whatever I don't know,
Be the
call it
faculty
sponsor,
member.
you know, just somebody to go out there and you know, be responsible if somebody got hurt or whatever. I said, sure, I don't know anything. He said, you don't have to know anything, just show up and ride the bus with us. So
yeah, between your cross country and Butch's tennis, that's 2 cases of the blind leading the blind.
no, the guys who knew leading the one blind guy who was supposed to know.
Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on WPG Talk Radio 1450. Boardwalk Honda wants your car, and they're paying top dollar. Visit boardwalkhonda.com.
I remember, though, Tom, one thing specifically. I asked him if I had to run, with, and he said, no, you don't have to run. You just have to stand by the start-finish line. I said, okay.
Well, there are a lot of coaches that do run. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Trish Henry runs all the time, but she was a runner herself.
Oh, yeah, she can run. I see her running up and down Route 9 in Upper Township all the time when they were living over there.
Well, it's 17-0 here. Mainland on top of Ocean City, and the Mustangs will get the ball to start the second half, as they've taken advantage of 4 Ocean City turnovers, 3 interceptions, 1 taken in for a touchdown by Ryan Swenson, and the other, you know, just getting Mainland possession, which was fine. They've also turned the ball over, but Ocean City hasn't been able to run from Owen Naplasik in this game. For over 60 years, the Oreos Circle Cafe has been a gathering spot for local sports fans. They're loaded with TVs at the Oreos, so you can always see your favorite game. It's not fine dining at the Oreos, just good food. In fact, their wings and tenders were voted best at the shore. The kitchen's open daily at 11 a.m., and you can phone 609-927-6111 for takeout. The Circle is gone, but the Oreos Circle Cafe is still there on MacArthur Boulevard in Summers Point. You need a sign? Well, you need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie's at Blue Water Graphics. He creates signs for real estate and other businesses. He does construction site signs and window lettering for your business. He can also provide the lettering for your van, truck, car, or boat. You can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows, whatever lettering you need. Phone Captain Charlie at 823-8891. That's Blue Water Graphics. And George Roomer spent his entire life in Ocean City. He knows the community. George is at Century 21 Alliance on 9th Street, where he's equipped to handle your sales and rentals. Visit him online. Check it out. They want your listings. Contact George Roomer in Century 21 Alliance at 609-399-5711 for Ocean City's finest selection and more. Remember, rumor has it, George knows Ocean City. Both teams back on the field and stretching.
Tom had mentioned early when Colin Kazmarski walked off the field that perhaps it was a cramp. It certainly wasn't a cramp. He's on crutches down there, sans shoulder pads, and looks like he has some kind of wrap around that right ankle down there. You see him down there on the 30-yard line.
We said before they've lost Mainland. Justin Walsh, when I say lost, he's not playing tonight. He's their second leading ground gainer with over 180 yards in the first two games. They haven't done much on the ground, only 34 yards in the first half, 27 of them by Brian Thellismond. Ocean City has outgained them on the ground. They have about 84 yards, 66 of them by Owen Naplasik, but 87 yards in the air for Mainland to Ocean City's 14, and they returned an interception for a touchdown. Of course, used the foot of Mike Giuliano for 5 points as well. So that's pretty much what's happened in the first half of this game. Mainland will get the ball to start the second half.
Jeff, do we keep first downs by any chance, Tom? I don't think Ocean City has more than a few first downs.
4. We have 6 for Mainland, 4 for Ocean City unofficially.
That was the one thing I was mentioning. They just really need to string together some first downs and get the offense moving. And well, first off, obviously, from an Ocean City standpoint, you got to get the defense has got to stop Mainland on 3 and out and get the football and then try to build some momentum on the offensive side.
Ocean City will kick off here to start the second half. Baumgartner Construction scoreboard, it's 45-14. St. Augustine leads Atlantic City 36-0. St. Joe's over Millville. Egg Harbor Township 14, Vineland nothing in a battle of unbeaten teams. Cedar Creek leads Holy Spirit 27-14. It's tied at 21, Middle Township and Buna, and 14-12, Riverdale leads Bridgeton. We don't have a score for Oakcrest and Pleasantville. Oakcrest a pretty good favorite in that game. Here comes the kickoff from Andrew Donahue. It's an end-over-end kick. Carries, hits at the 20, bounces to the 15. Bobbled there, but returning it up the middle with some room out across the 30 to about the 34-yard line where Mainland will put it into play. And that kick returned by Javon James, 5'9" senior.
You know, every time I sit up here and I watch a high school game, I think to myself, the pros play on the same size field, and they're 2-3 times the size of these kids. And you wonder, you watch the games on TV, the field just looks so much bigger, obviously, because of the way the camera work is. But, you know, the fact that they can fit the ball into such small spaces is amazing.
Sam Jackson awaits the snap. He's got it back behind him. He gives him the ball. Thellisman off the left side. He's bounces off the initial hit, and he's heading on down the left sideline. He's got the first down across the 50 and down close to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, far and away the best run from scrimmage that Mainland has had. And they do it to start the second half.
19-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10 on the Ocean City 46-yard line. Receiver split to the right. Wing back on the right side. Thellismond again hits off the right side, pulls out of a tackle, and is trying to drag people. The whistle blows his forward progress dead at about the 42-yard line. Picks up about 4.
The official's been maybe a little slow in blowing the whistle for forward progress on a few occasions. It almost seems like there's not much going on in the pile, and then somebody comes flying in and drives the whole pile to the ground.
Second, a little more than 5 to go for Mainland at the Ocean City 42-yard line. Sam Jackson has a receiver to the left. High snap, he handles it, hands off to Thellisman, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. Dan Walsh came in to hit him low, and he got some help from Zach Williams. Loss on the play of a couple of yards.
Yeah, Walsh made that play there. Good low tackle. So again, the Raiders come up big on first and second down after that long run that Thellisman had to start the quarter.
Third and about 7, a little shorter than that.
Look for that little flip pass over the middle here.
Slot to the left. Thellisman behind Jackson, and all kinds of people moving on the line. Never snapped the ball, and Mainland gets a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, well, when everybody moves except the ball, you figure it was the center who missed the snap count. Pretty good bet anyway.
It'll be 3rd and 11. Jackson did not go to the sideline, did he? No, they sent a substitution in, though. Bishop comes into the game. Well, yes, he did. Here he comes now. Jackson from the sideline. 3rd and 11. Mainland on top here, 17-0. They're at the Ocean City 48-yard line. Slot to the left, receiver out to the right. Thellisman behind Jackson. High snap. He's back to throw. Has time. Throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Garrett Jones with remarkable timing that Matt McLaughlin doesn't agree with.
Yeah.
He came over the top and, according to the officials, timed it perfectly and batted the ball away from McLaughlin.
Well, Matt McLaughlin might be one of the smallest wide receivers in the league at 5'9", and that's probably a generous 5'9". But Garrett Jones, has a few inches on him. But, he kind of did. Jackson kind of locked in on him and threw a pretty good spiral, but Garrett Jones had great field position there and knocked it away.
Giuliano to punt. Bowen Deeroff stands at his own 15 for Ocean City. Good snap, no rush. Giuliano punts it downfield to the 25. It goes to Deeroff. It hit off his shoulder, but he caught it before it hit the ground, but he was tackled immediately at about the 13-yard line. So Ocean City will start on its own 13.
Yeah, he didn't want that to happen. I think he was trying to get out of the way of the ball there a little bit. And as you said, Tom, it took football's never going to bounce as you expect it to, and it just bounced off that shoulder. St. Joe 50-0, Tom, over Millville.
Wow.
How good are they?
The funny thing is, if he'd have let it go, they probably would be in worse field position the way that ball was bounced.
True, but almost lost it.
Yeah. Henderson lines up behind Donahue. They've got a slot to the right with Jones wide. 1st and 10. Hand off to Henderson going right. He drives ahead across the 15 to about the 16-yard line.
Or
gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7.
Really got to show something here. Really, as Butch said at halftime, Tom, really expected Ocean City to be able to move the football a little bit better tonight based on last couple weeks.
Donahue breaks the huddle, sends Jones to the right, McGuigan to the left. He's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. Back to throw, rolling left. Sets, throwing for Baumgartner down the middle, and it's knocked away by Taylor Dirks, who has an interception and almost got another one there.
Well, they put Baumgartner out into the slot away from the tight end and ran pretty much a post pattern there from that slot, and it forced the free safety to come over and cover him. They had wide receivers out to either side who were going to draw the attention of the quarterback. So, you get a free safety on a tight end, but
one of the problems with having Dylan Fay out is the teams can double on Baumgartner. Mainland came offside.
Again, that's the same time.
Nick Drobenik was trying to time the snap and he just went across the line of scrimmage. I think maybe he was drawn. He was drawn off. He was drawn off. They're going to step it off against Ocean City.
Yeah, he was. You almost could think that somebody drew him off because it wasn't like he was inching his way. He just kind of ran across the line. I think he might have seen the guy moved and then did that to draw the penalty as opposed to being drawn off sides.
Single back, slot to the right, receiver to the left. Donahue back to throw. Quick pass is caught by Baumgartner, and he drags a couple of people out to the 30 for a first down.
I think the game plan here seems to be in the second half is to get him away from that tight end along the line of scrimmage, which obviously he's a pretty valuable blocker in there for Naplasic or Henderson. But, trailing 17-0, I think you got to try to get him the ball a little bit. And that was pass was a little low, but on target, and he made a nice catch.
Slot to the left, receiver to the right, Donahue awaits the snap. Baumgartner shuffling right to left. Hands the ball off to Naplasic. He's trying to get to the outside. Now he stops, spins away from a tackle, another, and drives down the sidelines and knocked into his own bench, knocked a few of his teammates away. And it'll be a gain after all that of about 7 or 8 yards.
I'll tell you, which is 5 or 6 yards more than you thought it was going to be because he ran into a bunch of traffic. He's really run the ball well tonight.
Second about 3, the ball just across the 35-yard line. Ocean City with the ball, trailing 17-0. 4 turnovers for the Raiders in the first half. Slot to the left, receiver right. Baumgartner in motion from right to left. They give it to Henderson. He cuts it back, is hit hard at about the line of scrimmage. Still fighting for yardage. They finally whistle him down. Picked up about a yard.
Gonna need to keep this offensive drive going here. Again, we've said it several times, and the clock's certainly not a factor yet. But 17-0 with 17 minutes or 7 minutes left here, just over 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Got to sustain something.
Third and about 1, a little more maybe. 2 backs in the backfield with Donahue. He hands the ball off. Driving straight ahead is Naplasic, and he looks like he got out to about the 40 for a first down, but let's see where the officials spot it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thought he has it by a good half yard.
They're lining up the ball now, and he does have a first down.
I'll tell you, he really has. I didn't think against Absegami he ran as hard or as strong as he seems to be running tonight. Of course, we were further from the field at Absegami, but he just really seems strong tonight.
Receivers left and right. 2 backs in the backfield with Donahue. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Hands off to Henderson, and he drives almost out to the 45. It looked like he was going to be stopped for about a yard, and he got 4 more.
Yeah, they've got some good, strong runs. Actually thought that was Deeroff, but could be wrong. So what can we do to get some more lights? Maybe when they put the AstroTurf in, it'll be a bit better.
Well, I could
lighted.
probably just tune these lights that they have a little better. Jones splits to the left, McGuigan to the right. Comes Baumgartner in motion. Quick pass to Jones in the flat. He cuts it back inside, and he's going to be close to the first down. Gets out to about the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I think he does have first down again. And Baumgartner seems to be just more involved here. I don't know. That time he was in motion through a downfield block as opposed to being, off that line of scrimmage or staying on that line of scrimmage for the plays. They are going to measure, I think, Tom, but I'm pretty sure he has first down here.
Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on WPG Talk Radio 1450. Check out their online inventory at boardwalkhonda.com. Also brought to you by Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City. Phone them at 398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at Gillians.com and at Stainton's Gallery on Asbury Avenue, downtown Gillians. Ocean City gets the first down by the length of the football on the pass to Garrett Jones. Has 3 catches for 13 yards. Ocean City has just 29 yards in the air. And they're just short of midfield here.
Yeah, they haven't been across midfield much.
First and 10. McPlasick lined up behind Donahue. Slot to the right, Jones to the left. McPlasick gets it. Looks for room on the right side. Finds a little and gets about 3 yards. There have been more plays in this game where the ball carrier never went down than in your typical game.
Yep. Ran into one of his own blockers there that time.
Gain of 3, call it 2nd and 7.
So on this drive, they probably have, what, 3 first downs? And only 4 in the entire first half.
Mm-hmm. That same number of first downs as Mainland. Unofficially, official stats will be up. OceanCitySports.com this weekend. Slot left, receiver right. McPlasick going left. Going to try to get to the outside. Straight arms a player, but he's going out of bounds for a loss. Back at the 49 of Ocean City for a loss of about 3. Could not find anything downfield or any opening to go downfield. So it's 3rd down and almost 10 yards to go for Ocean City.
Yeah, Mainland strung that one out very well. It was they're on the near hash mark to start, and they ran the ball to the short side of the field. And Mainland had a host of players there to defend it.
Remember, you can watch the rest of this game. Listen to our play-by-play. If anybody you know is not in a radio area or they want to watch the video, produced by Matt Ulmer and Bill Shalcross, go to OceanCitySports.com. Awaiting the snap. Donahue drops back. Big rush. Throws, and it's intercepted. Intercepted again by Taylor Dirks, who's caught 2, intercepted 2, and deflected another. Good rush by Mainland. Forced Donahue to just throw it up. Actually, Deeroff broke behind Dirks, but he didn't have enough time to wait and throw it that long. So it's a Mainland possession on about their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, I think a blitz that time from Mainland, Tom, and they, you know, third and 10. They're expecting Donahue to have to throw the football and just unable to put it on target.
1st and 10 Mainland from its 43. Jackson with a back behind him, a slot to the left. Hands the ball off. Tellisman trying to get to the outside. Does string it out and dives ahead for about 4. Going to spot the ball, looks like, on about the 48-yard line.
Same play that he gained quite a bit of yardage on first down to start this second half. Or at least a slight variation of that same play around the left side.
He's got 52 yards, 17 carries. Came into the game with 186 yards in the first 2 games. Of course, without Justin Welsh, he's getting a lot more calls. Here's Jackson rolling right, looking downfield. Throws, and it's too high and incomplete. Trying to get it to Dean Devaney. Ocean City had 4 defenders in the area because Mainland had 2 receivers in the area.
Yeah, Deeroff, the main defender there in man-to-man coverage. Teams are actually both defensive backs have played well. Although Mainland has, you know, a couple of good pass plays. The one was just that little 5-yard pass that you know was an Andy Reid type 40-yard touchdown pass where you throw it 5 yards and the guy runs 30.
Yeah.
Or 35, I guess, to make 40.
25-yard screen.
Yeah.
Snap to Jackson to Tellisman. Hits off the right side. Still driving. He's inside the 45. The 40. He crosses the 50 to about the 48, but he's about a yard short.
Well, are you in 4-down territory here if you're the Mustangs? The way your defense has been playing?
4th and a yard. The ball's at the Ocean City 47. And Mainland shows signs of going for it.
Wouldn't be surprised you see him try to draw Ocean City off sides.
Jackson brings the play in from the sideline. Sam Jackson, their quarterback, is thrown for 87 yards, though he's missed his first 2 passes of the second half. Receiver split to the left. And a flag. Ocean City coaches were leaping in the air, and it's a penalty against Mainland.
Yeah, all the defensive players were pointing at the guy on the right side of that Mainland line, as much as to say, "Did you see him? Did you see him? Did you see him?" And you know, the offensive tackle really just couldn't do anything other than hope nobody saw him. But it's pretty tough to hide when you're a big offensive tackle.
So
Tom,
Mike Giuliano comes on.
How about a halftime score, 56-0 St. Joe over Millville?
Yeah, and keep in mind, Millville's got 2 Division I running backs.
Right.
One going to Purdue, one going to Temple.
And still, they're one of the better teams that St. Joe's going to play.
Yeah. Giuliano, high snap, he handles it. Rush from Garrett Jones, but he didn't get to it. And a fair catch is called by Owen Deeroff at the 28-yard line. And Mainland didn't see him call that. And the player ran into Deeroff, and that's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, both officials from either side of the field threw the flag at the same time, so.
The ball's at the 28-yard line, 27 maybe. Personal foul against Mainland. Fair catch interference, so Ocean City should get it around the 42-yard line.
So really, they don't gain much on the kick, and it was a pretty nice kick. Probably only gained, 10 yards from scrimmage?
Actually, it'll be, the 42-yard line. 2:53 left in the third quarter, and Ocean City down 17-0 to Mainland. Raiders have the ball on their own 42-yard line. Donahue, Deeroff in motion, fakes to him, hands to Naplasik. Naplasik is wrapped up around the 45, trying to keep his legs moving. He's still not down, and finally stopped.
Oh, there's a penalty.
There's a couple of people
Absolutely.
shoving. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's another case, Tom, in my opinion, where the plays should have been blown dead way before. That's happened about 4 or 5 times, and I mentioned before where guys are just jumping on the pile when the play's really over. That play was over 3 seconds before that whistle was blown.
Ryan Swenson seems to be limping off the field for Mainland. He has a touchdown with an interception. Naplasik's coming off, and Henderson coming back in. But there's a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against both teams. So there will be no penalty stepped off. And the ball is spotted at the 43-yard line for a gain of maybe a yard or 2.
I don't see that. I mean, one player came in late after the play was dead. I mean, again, the play was dead late. The play was dead. I mean, it was definitely a shove, but sometimes the officials just want to penalize both teams in a situation like that. And I don't think, a lot of times in past years when Mainland and Ocean City would play each other, there'd be some bad blood and there'd be some pushing and shoving and some rough play down there. I don't see that today from the kids. I just see that when the play's being extended longer than it should have. I mean, Owen Naplasik didn't even have the football before that play was dead.
Timeout on the field by Mainland. They lead it 17-0. The Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on WPG Talk Radio 1450. Brian Brummel and his professional staff waiting to serve you at Boardwalk Honda on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township. The game also brought to you by Local Gym and Fitness. Their staff brings more than 30 years of training experience to the job. Local Gym and Fitness, 908 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Call them at 609-545-8732 or visit them online at localgymandfitness.com. And Jersey Mike's has a great menu of hot and cold sandwiches, wraps, salads, and kids menus. Open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Visit Jersey Mike's in the ShopRite Center, New Road in Summers Point, 609-653-3000 for Jersey Mike's. Ocean City, second and about 8. Handoff is to Henderson up the middle. Henderson drives for the first down across the 50-yard line.
Going to be close.
Well, yep, they're going to line it up and check it out. Maybe they will measure. It's very close.
Well, they're not going to
They're not even going to measure. So it's going to be third and less than a yard. So we were premature. In 9 carries, 32 yards unofficially for Henderson. He's in the backfield again. Slot to the left, or to the right, receiver to the left, and in motion is Baumgartner left to right. And, the ball's loose. Donahue handling it off to Henderson, and it popped onto the ground. Donahue covers it at the 45-yard line, and Ocean City's going to be faced with 4th and 6, and they're going to punt it away.
That's such a critical mistake. Again, just a bad exchange between quarterback and ball carrier. We saw it once on the other side of the football with Mainland, and you got 3rd and half a yard, and you're going to run for it, expect to pick it up. It's just a bad mistake.
Donahue waits to snap at his own 32-yard line. Good snap, no rush. Gets off a high floating kick. Coming up to make the catch, a fair catch, at the 27-yard line. Mainland will start on its own 27. They are on top here, 17-0 with 1:12 left in the third quarter. Haven't done well. They got some nice runs from Thelisman. He's run for 30 yards here in the third quarter, and they're 0 for 2 throwing the ball. But they'll some time at the very least from their own 27-yard line.
You just can't make this many mistakes.
Running back behind Jackson. He hands it off to Thelisman going left and down the left sideline, and he's out of bounds. Flag on a play. He bounced one defender out of bounds.
Hard to tell if the play was out of bounds over there when the hit was made, and that may be what the call's going to be.
At the 39-yard line, it looks like he got the first down on the run. And it's a personal foul against Ocean City. And it's going to move the ball out across the 50.
It can only surmise that it was a hit out of bounds. We can't tell, obviously, from this side of the field, but.
So Ocean City's been penalized unofficially 3 times for 33 yards. Mainland 6 times for 38 yards. Mustangs have the ball on the Ocean City 47-yard line. Jackson takes a snap to Thelisman off the left side, and he bangs across the 45 and down to about the 42-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
Good strong run that time, and would think that Mainland, coming up on the closing minute of the third quarter here, as neither team has been able to score, Mainland's just going to be content to eat up as much clock as possible at this point.
2nd and 5 at about the Ocean City 42-yard line. Tom Williams, Bud Rink, Butch Gleason here at Carey Stadium. Next week, St. Augustine Prep and Homecoming. Edmonds splits wide to the right. Handoff, Thelisman coming right. He avoids one tackle and is driven out of bounds by Garrett Jones and Dan Walsh.
I think he might have first down.
They're going to spot the ball at about the 38, no, maybe the 37-yard line. And that's just about where the first down marker is. Let's see what they think. Officials haven't really lined it up yet. Now the referee's going to check it out. And he's going to measure. Nope, he says it's a first down. Number 9 for Mainland unofficially.
Extra effort.
1st and 10 at the Ocean City 37-yard line. Sam Jackson, Brian Thelisman, both juniors, standing behind him. Thelisman gets the handoff, going left, finds a little hole, and picks up some yards inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. And for Ocean City, Zach Wyman, the 5'11", 302-pound senior, comes up limping, comes off the field on his own. But the third quarter comes to an end. Mainland facing second and about 6 in Ocean City territory, and leading by a score of 17-0. This game brought to you by Valtacos, the finest Italian food in Ocean City is at Valtacos. Valtacos is open 7 days a week during the summer and weekends here in the early fall. Their spring opening eagerly awaited by their many customers, and they'll be closing in a couple of weeks, so people want to remember to get some. And chocolates online. Visit Shrivers.com where you can place an order and receive your delicious treats within days. Shrivers on the boardwalk at 9th Street. And Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City next to CVS Pharmacy. And Car Caress 2 at 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora behind ShopRite. Phone for an appointment 609-398-8482. Mainland second and about 6 or 7. Leading 17-0 as we start the fourth quarter, and they hand the ball off to Thellisman. Then he slipped. Nope, that wasn't Thellisman. That was Javon James, and he slips and falls at the 35-yard line.
One of the reasons he might have slipped and fell, Tom, was he saw Christian Baumgartner coming at him.
Third and about 7 or 8. Jackson has a slot to the right and a receiver to the left. He drops back to throw, has some time, throws long down the middle. There's a lot of coverage there, and it is intercepted by Ocean City. Is he in the end zone?
I didn't think so.
Owen Deeroff picks it off. Now Ocean City's going to be at about the 2. But it's a takeaway.
And another ball thrown in traffic by a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That ball was, I mean, again, really good defensive secondary coverage, and he just decided he was going to throw the ball down there on that pattern and hope it could be caught.
So Ocean City starts on its own 2 with 11:24 left here in the football game, trailing 17-0. They're 3 scores behind, as you know. You only get it. Most you can get on a score is 8 points. Donahue with a back in the backfield, receivers to both sides, hands the ball off inside, and then there's not much there. They drive him backwards, but I'm sure his forward progress carries him. In fact, is he out to the 5? Or is he? No, I think he's actually about the line of scrimmage, maybe even a little bit behind the line of scrimmage. It may have been a 1-yard loss.
Some quick scores for you here on our Baumgartner Construction scoreboard. Buna finally waking up against Middle Township. They had trailed in that football game 14-7. They now lead at 42-21. St. Augustine 45-22 over Atlantic City. St. Joe, as we mentioned, 56-0 lead over Millville at the half. Egg Harbor Township shutting out Vineland 20-0.
Slot to the right. Donahue hands the ball off. And a safety. They tackle, it looked like Henderson, in the end zone, and Mainland picks up 2 more points. So they've scored just about every way you can, on a pass, on an interception, with a field goal, and with a safety. Mainland leads it 19-0.
So does that count as a cycle?
Well, they haven't run for one yet.
Oh.
That's the only thing left. Ocean City will kick off with 10:28 left. Here in the fourth quarter. And Mainland on top by a score of 19-0. This game brought to you in part by the Lobster Loft in Sea Isle City with 2-for-1 dinners on Thursdays and Fridays, half-price bar appetizers. Look for the Big Red Lobster, 42nd Street in the Bay in Sea Isle. Cape May County's most unique 9-hole challenge, offering links-style golf. Heritage Links Golf Course on Route 9 in Ocean View. Phone 609-390-4500. By Interstate Batteries, America's #1 replacement battery. 6064 Riga Avenue in Egg Harbor Township. Phone them at 609-646-5008. If you need a battery, you'll find it at Interstate Batteries. Tested and trusted. And the McMahon Insurance Agency of Ocean City, Marmora, and Mays Landing. Call them at 609-399-0060 or online at McMahonAgency.com. The coverage you need, the service you deserve.
The question will be, Tom, will the Raiders punt or kick off?
Well, they have the option.
I would guess they would punt.
We'll see.
It's a free punt, so you don't have to worry about any kind of a rush. That's true, as Butch says. If he punts it and they call for a fair catch, he could kick a field goal, but
You can do that if he kicks off, too.
it's true. But at 19-0, I don't think that's going to happen.
Ball's on the tee, so that kind of answers your question.
Yep.
But they have to do it, of course, from the 20. So Mainland should get really good field position. Here's the kick by Donahue. It comes down at the 50. It's knocked loose and finally covered by Mainland. It bounced into somebody's shins and off another guy, and finally it's covered at the 48-yard line. So Mainland on its own 48 will have the football with 10.5 minutes left in this football game. They lead 19-0.
Yeah, you're going to need some kind of a turnover here or something to get yourself back in the football game. 10 minutes left, trailing by 3 scores, and really have not shown enough offense to have confidence that you can put 3 scores on the board here in the last 10 minutes.
Receiver left, wing back on the right side. Jackson takes the snap, hands off, trying to get to the outside. Fellisman drives till just short of the 50 when he's pushed back, and finally the whistle blows. There's a flag at the 50.
Again, I don't want to keep saying it, but again, that whistle should have been blown before it was. And I think it's a credit to both players, the players on both teams, that they're staying with the play because the whistle's not blowing, but that there's no extracurricular shenanigans going on either side.
10-yard penalty against Mainland for holding moves them back to the 40-yard line. Keep in mind, Mainland beat Ocean City in 2007 30-0, and that was the first time one of these teams shut out the other since 1970. And right now they lead at 19-0. Ocean City has not won on the field since 2004, though they did win in 2010 when Mainland had to forfeit its first 5 games because they had an ineligible player. Slot to the right. Wing back on the right side as well. Jackson hands the ball off to Fellisman. He's trying to get to the outside. Lost his balance, regained his balance, and then accelerates a little bit, and may have gotten a gain of about 10 yards, maybe more. He's got out across the 50 to the Ocean City 48-yard line.
Seems to have gotten stronger later in the game. I mean, he that bounce that run to the outside and pick up yardage this half, which he wasn't doing.
However, on the play, and it's coming back. Another 10-yard holding penalty against Mainland, so they're back to the 36-yard line.
Of course, that may be partially why he was able to run out there.
But, well, it looked like he was going down. You know, he lost his balance, but he gained it and got to the outside, so he did his job. Jackson brings the play in from the sidelines. First down and about 19 yards to go. Jackson takes the snap, hands it off again to Fellisman. He hesitates, drives through the line, and he is stopped at about the 45-yard line.
Boy, Deeroff is such a good tackler in the open field, Tom. One-on-one, and Thelsman's really a shifty back. You saw him do that little hips swaggle or whatever you want to call it there, and avoid a tackler just past the line of scrimmage. But when he got to Deeroff, it just made a real nice one-on-one tackle.
Deeroff leads Ocean City through the first 2 games in solo tackles with 9. Fellisman has no room now. The Ocean City defensive line closes and there's no hole at all, so it'll be 3rd and 11 for Mainland.
And again, that precious clock eating away minutes before we be under 8 minutes before we get this snap off.
3rd and 11 from the 47-yard line. McLaughlin splits to the left. And no run. That was James, I think, trying to get to the left tackle, and he was hit a couple of times and finally goes down at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a pretty conservative call that, when you lead by 3 scores with 7 minutes plus to go in the game, you can do. And they run James right up the middle. And, Ocean City, who might have been thinking, anticipating pass there, stayed home well enough to make the stop for no gain, forced Mainland into a punting situation.
Deeroff back around his own 12-yard line. Giuliano waits at his 33. He's really far back, isn't he? Eye high. Here comes a rush from Garrett Jones, who couldn't get there in time. And the punt sails down the right side. It looked like it was moving toward the sideline, but it took a backspin and came across the 35. And Ocean City will have it at about its own 35-yard line.
Yeah, he was back there pretty far, and he takes a little bit of extra time, it almost seems like, before he gets that punt away, and maybe that's why he's back just a little further. He gives himself that little extra time.
So 1st and 10 for Ocean City, just inside its own 35-yard line, with 7 minutes remaining in this football game, and Mainland leading 19-0. Receivers left and right. Motion and whistles and flags. Penalties against Ocean City. 5 yards, 38 yards in the game. 4 penalties against the Raiders.
We've had like 4 penalties in the last.
1st and 15 from the 30.
56. A lot of people here.
Yeah, they all finally found a place to park.
Yeah.
There's people lining the fence on the opposite side. I don't know as much on this side, but there's a handoff trying to swing the ball to the outside, and there's just nothing there. A good pursuit by Mainland. Oh, and Deeroff has had no success at all in this game. As you said, it had some success against Absegami. Didn't carry the ball much last week, but 3 carries for no yards from that slot position. So it's a 2nd and 15.
They'd have been better off parking over at the Oreos and getting a shuttle bus to come over here. Something to think about next year.
They'll probably need a little bigger parking lot than that.
Yeah. Well, there's a Wawa next door, and
there's a play action rolling left is Donahue. He avoids a rush and he slides. Don't know if he intended to or not. Gained about 3 or 4 yards on the run.
I don't know. I thought he looked like he was trying to slide there. Pretty smart play.
3rd down and a little more than 10 to go.
No point in taking that shot when you don't need to. You're not going to gain much more yardage out of it anyway.
Right.
Save yourself for another play, right, Butch?
Of course, in high school football, unlike the NFL, any player can slide, because as soon as you're down, you're down. You don't have to be touched down. Donahue repositions Naplasic, gets the snap, big rush, screen left side. That's Henderson, I think. And he's got the first. Now it is Naplasic. He's got the first down across the 50, down to the 47-yard line.
Well, the Raiders guessed right there. They caught Mainland in a blitz from the left side of the defense and threw the screen pass to the opposite side. And as I said, they just guessed right. And it goes for big yardage.
1st down on the Mainland 47-yard line. Mustangs lead it 19-0 here on WPG Talk Radio 1450. We'll have the post-game show with Dave O'Sullivan. There's a snap, another handoff to Henderson, and he is hit for no gain at the line of scrimmage.
Guys are getting tired. They're just not firing off the balls quickly as they did earlier. Dominic Perna for the Mustangs making a good stop there on Henderson.
2nd and 10.
You get tired when you play both ways. And a lot of these fellas do play both ways, Tom. And it's, what, 4.5 minutes left here, so they've played 44 minutes.
Split to the right is Jones. Deer off in the slot. McGuigan wide left. Donahue back to throw. Rushed, and he can't get away from it. A sack by Matt Becker. 5'9", 177-pound senior linebacker. Back around the 45 of Ocean City. So it'll be 3rd and 18.
Yeah, that time they brought the blitz from the other side. And at this point, they pretty much know that Ocean City's forced into a passing situation. And, you know, blindside blitz is the toughest thing for a quarterback to see. You just kind of have to feel that guy coming at you. And Donahue obviously doesn't want to just throw the ball down into traffic, so.
3rd and 18. Baumgartner's in motion. They hand the ball off to Henderson, and Henderson shoots up the middle, and he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up about 7 or 8 yards, but it'll be 4th and 10.
They got to go for it here. I mean, don't have any chance to win the football game if you give the ball back to Mainland now. I mean, the chances are slim as it is.
4th and 10 at the 46 of Mainland. Donahue has the play, brings it in from the sidelines. They split Jones to the right with Deer off in the slot. McGuigan wide to the left. And a whistle. Ocean City's going to call timeout. So the Raiders use their first timeout of the second half. They trail here by a score of 19-0. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. If you need work on your car, you can trust Don and Glenn to treat it as if you were there, as if that car was their own. At Wiesenthal's Auto Service in Ocean City, their staff will repair your vehicle and prevent potential problems. Call them at 609-399-9741 to schedule an appointment. The Wiesenthal family has been taking care of South Jersey's vehicles for more than half a century. No matter where you live, it's worth a trip to Ocean City to keep your vehicle operating properly. Don, Glenn, the legendary Al, and Chris the rock star will handle all of your repairs. Wiesenthal's Auto Service, 9th and West, right in the center of Ocean City. And look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Wiesenthal's Auto Service. Ocean City will be home next week to St. Augustine Prep. And that will start at 7 o'clock. It's homecoming, so the homecoming ceremonies will be held at halftime. Mainland is off next week. That's their bye week, and they will play St. Augustine Prep 2 weeks from tonight. Look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Wiesenthal's Auto Service. 4th and 10 for Ocean City, down 19-0 with just 2 minutes and 46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Donahue, back behind him, receiver to the right, slot to the left. Takes a snap, sets, pump fakes, swings to Baumgartner. It's complete, but he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and Mainland will take over at about their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, that play wasn't going anywhere. I mean, he had double coverage. Short pass like that, he had his back to downfield to make the catch, and really didn't have any opportunity at all to turn and run with the ball.
So Mainland can run out the clock. They still, it's not that critical, but they have the ball on their own 47-yard line. Mustangs break the huddle. Jackson with a back behind him has a slot to the right, receiver to the left. Hands the ball off inside. And driving for that extra yard, picking up a couple. James. He's carried 3 times for 4 yards. Fellisman's been the workhorse. He's carried 24 times unofficially for 94 yards.
Yeah, he deserves a rest.
2nd and about 8. The ball out to the 44-yard line.
Pleasantville hanging tough with Oakcrest, Tom. 13-7, the Falcons lead.
Oakcrest plays Bunin next. Bunin next week, and May turn out to be a really big game in the National Conference. Who would have thought? Receivers left and right. And James gets the handoff and then is immediately driven to the ground.
It's running out the clock here.
Third and 10. Might have been Dan Walsh making that tackle. Third and 10. Ocean City band playing in the background. Ocean City has enough cheerleaders to two platoon. There's a lot of them.
It's funny, just as you were saying it, I was counting them.
Third and 10. Here's James running off the right side, and he is flying down the right side. One player has an angle, but he can't get him, and Javon James scores on a 53-yard run. And Mainland makes it 25-0.
And Javon James says, I want to play more. 28 cheerleaders, by the way.
46 seconds left. And Mike Giuliano will come on. James got through the line, and once he took off down that sideline, there was one player, looked like he might have had an angle, but James was too fast.
Yeah, Garrett Jones dove at his legs and just tried to trip him up, but just couldn't get to him.
Kick by Giuliano is up and good. So he's perfect. 3 for 3. Also has a field goal, and it's 26-0. Mainland on top here, and they will kick off to Ocean City with just 46 seconds left in this football game. Brought to you in part by the Heist Agency with convenient offices in Ocean City, Margate, Egg Harbor Township, Marmora, and Vineland. You'll also find them online at heistagency.com. Remember, Thomas H. Heist when you need insurance. Just 4 wheels on the White Horse Pike in Absecon, Rio Grande Avenue in Wildwood, Route 50 in Mays Landing, and at Perry Egan, 16th and Simpson in Ocean City. Be smart, rent at just 4 wheels. This game brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every week. The Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on WPG Talk Radio 1450. Connect with Brian Brummel and the sales staff at Boardwalk Honda on Facebook. That was Javon James' first touchdown. Should have mentioned earlier, 4th touchdown pass by Sam Jackson, and Bryce Edmonds with his 3rd touchdown reception.
Yeah, he was pretty quick.
Here comes the kick. It's a ground ball by Giuliano. It's taken at the 20-yard line and across the 30 to about the 32-yard line, where Ocean City will put it into play.
One of the up guys.
I think it was Evan Nathan.
I think you're right.
He was really conscious of keeping the hold of that football.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm not fumbling this baby, even if I don't gain an extra 5 yards.
So the Raiders, who have quite an interesting shutout record through the years, are facing one here. Ocean City's only been shut out 12 times in the last 98 games. Under center. And they're going to take a knee. And they're just going to end the game.
12 times in the last 98 games? I'll bet you half of them were in the last 3 years.
I don't know. They went from November of 1993, when they were shut out by Middle Township, to September of 2004, when they were shut out by Atlantic City. 110 straight games without a shutout. That streak, of course, ended 10 years ago. So they'll take another knee and just let the clock run out, trailing 26-0. Not much chance to pull out the game, but not that concerned with the shutout record. So Mainland celebrates. They win the first possession of the Causeway Champion Trophy from Shoppies Incorporated, designed by Dave Tallarico. Unfortunately, it's not here, but it'll be awarded to Bob Coffey down the road, and they'll display it for a year until the two teams play next year. Try to find out for us where the Holy Spirit Cedar Creek game stands as far as whether it's over or not, and we'll know where to send these people. The Boardwalk Honda Game of the Week is produced by Prime Events on WPG Talk Radio 1450. Boardwalk Honda wants your car, and they're paying top dollar. Visit boardwalkhonda.com. Jersey Mike's has a great menu of sandwiches in the ShopRite Center in Summers Point. Choose from an assortment of cold subs, including the American Classic ham and provolone with onions, lettuce, tomato, and their special spices. Among their hot sandwiches is Jersey Mike's famous Philly sandwich and the Big Kahuna cheesesteak. They also have wraps. They have the sub in the tub when they make your favorite sub into a salad, and a kids menu. Open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. Visit Jersey Mike's in the ShopRite Center on New Road in Summers Point. Phone 609-653-3000 for Jersey Mike's. And there's always something special at the Oreos in Summers Point. They're half-price dinners on Monday, 60-cent tenders and trivia night on Tuesday, 45-cent wings on Wednesday, and 40-cent clams on Thursday, and nightly specials on the weekends too. Their wings and tenders voted best at the Shore. The kitchen is open daily at 11 a.m. and you can phone 609-927-6111 for takeout. The Oreos, MacArthur Boulevard in Summers Point. Okay, here at Carey Stadium, Mainland recovered a fumble on Ocean City's first offensive play, and that pretty much set the stage for the rest of the game. 5 turnovers by the Raiders, and one of them actually returned for a touchdown. First score was a 30-yard field goal by Mike Giuliano, his 5th career field goal, his 3rd of the year, to make it 3-0. And then it was Sam Jackson to Bryce Edmonds, a 25-yard screen play. Extra point good. It's 10-0, and that was with 9:51 left in the first half. Another touchdown when Ryan Swenson brought an interception back 35 yards for a touchdown, and the extra point made it 17-0 at the half. Mainland got a safety in the fourth quarter. I wish I knew when the last time was Ocean City was tackled for a safety, but we don't have that information in our fingertips. That made it 19-0, and then Javon James, with just 46 seconds left, streaked down the sidelines, 53 yards for the touchdown. Extra point was kicked by Giuliano, and 26-0 is the final. Mainland the winner. They improved to 1-2. Ocean City drops to 1-2. The Raiders will host St. Augustine next Friday here on homecoming, and Mainland has the week off, and then we'll play St. Augustine 2 weeks from tonight in their next game. What do we have on the Baumgartner Construction scoreboard?
Well, Tom, the final at Holy Spirit, Cedar Creek 54-14. So the Spartans fall to 0-3 to start the season. St. Augustine 45-22 over Atlantic City.
67 points. Yeah. Atlantic City's given up. I've been involved in probably almost 200 points in the first 3 games.
And these aren't necessarily finals. The last score we had from Millville, St. Joe was leading at the half 56-0 over Millville. Egg Harbor Township 27-6 over Vineland. Buna 49-26 over Middle Township after trailing early in that game. Oakcrest 13-7 over Pleasantville. Again, none of these finals. Riverdale 21-12 over Bridgeton. Only one that was the final was the Cedar Creek Holy Spirit score.